The golden age of Ayodhya has reached its absolute end. The clocks have run out on Lord Rama's mortal life, and his predetermined time to die has arrived. When the god of death arrives at the palace gates, he hits a physical wall. Hanuman stands at the threshold, refusing to let death pass. Ram finds himself in an impossible position. He cannot draw weapons against his own greatest protector, and Hanuman's pure devotion makes him completely immune to any direct order to step aside. The universe is stuck in a mechanical glitch. Time itself is completely frozen at the palace doors, because one singular, determined guard refuses to let destiny proceed. Ram realizes that brute force is off the table. To bypass an impenetrable defense, he has to distract Hanuman's hyper-focused intellect with an immediate physical problem. In the middle of the royal court, Ram deliberately slides a heavy, ornate gold ring off his finger. It hits the marble floor with a sharp metallic clatter, rolls toward the wall, and slips into a dark, narrow fissure. Hanuman reacts instantly. He shrinks his physical body down to the size of a bee, diving straight into the deep foundation of the palace to retrieve the object for his lord. Ram has executed a perfect tactical maneuver. The ring functions as a calculated tool to shift the protector's gaze and move the immovable object from the board. Hanuman falls far past the bedrock of the city. He leaves the mortal realm entirely, descending into a dark, subterranean atmosphere thick with the smell of electrical ozone and burning sulfur. He enters Naglok, the serpent underworld. It is a vast environment devoid of sunlight or human urgency, ruled by a colossal, ancient serpent named Vasuki. Hanuman frantically explains his mission to retrieve his lord's lost ring. Vasuki looks at the tiny, panicked creature with profound, exhausted indifference and slowly points toward the center of the cavern. Hanuman has unknowingly crossed a strict cosmic boundary. He left the fast, linear urgency of human life and entered an environment where centuries pass like single, heavy breaths. A moment of wonder. In the gloom, Hanuman approaches what appears to be a massive mountain of rocks, only to realize the entire structure is built out of identical golden rings. He picks one up, then another. Every single ring in this colossal pile bears the exact same royal crest, and etched into the gold is the name Ram. Look at this diagram. Up to this point, Hanuman believed time moved exactly like this straight line, with a single beginning and a definitive end. But watching that mountain of gold, that belief shatters completely. The pieces reassemble into a constantly rotating circle. He is looking at the Kala Chakra, the wheel of time. The universe operates as an endlessly repeating loop of creation and destruction. The mechanics of this loop are absolute. In every single cycle, history repeats identically. A Ram is born, a ring drops through a crack in the floor, and a Hanuman arrives in the underworld to search for it. The true scale of reality reveals itself. There are as many rings in this cavern as there have been deaths and rebirths of the entire cosmos. Faced with this volume of history, the urgency of Hanuman's individual grief begins to dissolve. He realizes he is standing in a footprint left by billions of other Hanumans who stood in this exact spot, holding the exact same ring. Searching this mountain for his specific individual ring is scientifically impossible and entirely meaningless. Hanuman opens his hand and releases his grip, letting the gold slip from his fingers back into the anonymous millions. The descent was never a search for a lost object. It was a demonstration that a single moment cannot be held, any more than a river can be caught in a net. The ultimate test of devotion requires far more courage than fighting to protect a loved one. It requires the absolute humility to let them go when their part in the cycle finally concludes. Hanuman turns his back on the infinite mountain and begins the long ascent to the surface, emerging through the floorboards and returning to his normal physical scale. Back in Ayodhya, the court is perfectly silent. Ram has already entered the river to end his mortal life, leaving an empty throne behind. Hanuman feels no destructive grief. He is anchored by a quiet, enlightened peace, understanding that he had been desperately trying to guard a physical form that must pass, rather than the story that repeats forever. Human suffering takes root when we arrogantly believe our current moment is permanent. True peace comes when we step back, look at the mountain of rings, and accept our fleeting, beautiful role within a magnificent, endless loop.